Hello, this is Jury Duty Summons, and today I've been, someone pointed out a bill to me, bill number, I guess it's S.978, and he mentioned that the bill is going to make streaming of games, gameplay, let's play videos, and all of that completely illegal, and will get rid of them off of YouTube, and make, the producers of those kinds of videos will be risking jail time. And that had me worried, and so I looked it up. I looked up some of the bill. So here's the bill itself, and I also looked up on Reddit and stuff. And there's a lot of panic over this bill. It's going to corrupt the internet by taking down all video game videos, etc. And what else? There's another thing here. Explained by a lawyer. Game uploading to YouTube. All this other stuff. Lots of people. Lots of panic over it, and it had me worried. And so I actually looked at the bill. And it has me less worried, much less worried than a lot of the panic out there has me concerned. And let me explain why. First of all, so let's take a look at the bill first. So the bill says specifically that it's going to amend this section of the code. Right there, and that's going to be important in a second here. And it does so by adding this wording. What this wording says is that it's adding a new punishment of imprisonment for 5 years under these conditions. And these conditions are the offense consists of 10 or more public performances by electronic means during 180 days. So this is the part that has everyone concerned, because public performance sounds like Let's Play video. It sounds like a Let's Play video would fall right into that. And it probably would. And so the total retail value, the problem is, though, there's other sections here. So this is an and. So all these sections, so this section and this section or this section have to be satisfied. So this one and one of these two. The second part here is either the total retail value of the performances has to exceed $250. And that means you would have to be being paid $250 for your $2,500 for the performance. I don't know of very many people out there who make any money at all on YouTube for gameplay videos. And the ones that, so the problem here is the ones that do make money on YouTube are already the ones who have permission from the game developers. So those people would be completely unaffected by this section of the law, and people who aren't making money wouldn't qualify under this anyway. The second section here is the total fair market value of licenses to offer performances of these works would exceed $5,000. For those people who are making money on YouTube for gameplay videos, there is no backward revenue sharing as far as I'm aware. These game companies, they don't charge a fee to the people who are doing these videos. There's no fee involved as far as I'm aware. I could totally be wrong. So if there is, that might possibly be under this, but I'm pretty sure there's no fee involved. I've never heard of one, and I've done a lot of looking into it. This section here, the terms reproduction, it changes some of the definitions. It includes, so that's that. This last section, this is also important here, but let's look at this law. So this part of the code, this section 2319, title 18, modifies this code right here. This is a criminal infringement of copyright, and so this section relates specifically to the punishments of the people who are convicted of criminal copyright infringement. That's an important distinction, because this is not making a new law. It is simply adding a new class of punishment to an existing law. So if you were not convicted of copyright infringement for your YouTube videos previous to this law, you won't be convicted after this law either. There isn't any change into the way, the only change into the way people are convicted is this small section here, which inserts the phrase "or public performance" into this section here. So the definition section. So in this section, the terms work being prepared for commercial distribution, which comes up from up here. So actually, it does add that phrase, which is right there, or public performance, to this part of the law. So any person who willingly infringes a copyright shall be punished as provided in section Title 18. So that's where the punishment section comes in. If the infringement was committed under these classifications here. So the purpose of commercial advantage for private financial gain, by the reproduction or distribution including electronic means, and this is where it's adding in commercial distribution. So this section here, or public performance, I don't think it really extends this very much. It kind of extends it so that it makes it more clear that they can go after people who are like streaming videos rather than just copying them and handing out. That's pretty much all it does there. So it does, but there's a lot of other classifications that YouTube video makers aren't going to fall under. For instance, here the total retail value of $1,000. What's the retail value of a gameplay video? Because you're not distributing the game, you're distributing a subsection of the copyrighted work that in and of itself has a much lower value than the actual entire product. And by doing so, you're not necessarily hurting the financial, you're not actually causing harm to the company. And in fact, you're doing the opposite. So that's the other reason why this is not something to panic over, is because the companies out there, the game makers, want Let's Play videos. It's been fully within their purview, within their ability to have these videos removed from YouTube, and it always has been, but they don't. They don't because they like the videos. It advertises their games. It helps them out. And this entire section here can't be enforced without the cooperation of the copyright owner. They can't prove infringement if the copyright owner is not going to cooperate. So there's not a single Let's Player out there that I've ever been aware of who has ever been convicted of copyright infringement. Criminal infringement of copyright. And the changes in the laws don't make that easier. So there's nothing in this change of law who's going to affect YouTubers who make Let's Play videos at all. It just doesn't. It just isn't. Just isn't going to have an impact. Now the law is probably bad for other reasons, and it seems almost unnecessary, or public performance. It's just almost as if it's specifying, being more specific. And it's not like this punishment here that's added in the law, 5 years or a fine, that already exists for other penalties here. Shall be imprisoned for more than 5 years, or fined set amount, etc., etc. So it's not like it's out of line with the punishments for criminal copyright infringement that already exist. It's in line with those other punishments. And YouTubers who are posting Let's Play videos are not going to qualify under criminal copyright infringements. At best, a YouTuber who is posting videos would be maybe civil copyright infringement. But even a civil case is going to require especially a civil case, it's going to require the injured party, which would be the game developer or the game copyright owner, to actually file that lawsuit. And since they like them, since it actually helps them sell games and doesn't hurt them selling games, that's never going to happen. All right, we're running about 10 minutes here, so well, let's go on. Remember, guys, whenever there's a giant panic, take a deep breath, look into things critically, and decide whether panic is really necessary or not. And in this case, It is not. Have a nice evening, everybody.